This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. If you're lucky enough to live in a part of California where Ease is active and it's during legal delivery hours, you should fire up ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E, to check out today's pre-roll sale, where you can take 15% off the cost of all pre-roll orders over $50. This deal expires today, so don't miss out. And if you do happen to see this deal slide by, don't despair. Ease has great deals lined up on most days with an ever-changing product mix. Don't waste a minute of these last few calendar days of summer by fighting traffic to drive to the dispensary when you can open up ease.com and let them help bring the best of your favorite shop right to you. One more time, that's ease.com for all your California legal marijuana delivery needs. Big thanks to Ease for helping make today's show possible. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Tuesday, September 11th, 2018, and you're tuned in to episode 568 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story of the day starts us off in Michigan, where yesterday state officials extended a September 15th deadline by which medical marijuana provisioning centers, as they're officially called in Michigan, were to have received a state license. That was going to cause a lot of problems within the state's medical marijuana system, as major delays in processing applications have left a large backlog of dispensaries awaiting a final decision. Andrew Brisboe, director of the Bureau of Medical Marijuana Regulation, would not say during the meeting when the new deadline actually is, so we'll likely be checking back on this storyline again soon. On a quick personal note, doubling as a bit of disclosure, our friend Mark Passerini and his crew over at the Home of Medicine, one of our longtime sponsors, received word yesterday that they had been awarded their own state medical marijuana business license. So big congratulations there. Yesterday in Vermont, the Governor's Marijuana Advisory Commission met and was told by State Health Commissioner Mark Levine that he had heard from officials in Colorado and Washington State that they thought Vermont had made a mistake in not adopting a taxed and regulated commercial system when they lifted the veil of adult use prohibition earlier this year. Instead, Vermont allows adults of age to grow, possess, share, and consume marijuana, but not to sell it. Levine spoke of those other state officials when he told the commission, which is tasked with submitting a report on the effects of allowing for a fully regulated and taxed sales system, quote, "They're kind of saying the home grow route did not allow the degree of surveillance, the degree of monitoring, the degree of regulating that a different environment would have provided. So their hopes were that we would learn from them and actually graduate from that to another system," unquote. In addition to this pressure to adopt a more commercial sales system, Vermont will soon be capped at its head and bottom by a country and state in Canada and Massachusetts, respectively, that both allow for commercial sales. So this is a storyline that could evolve quickly over the next year or so. Chris Roberts over Marijuana Moment has our final top story today with a pickup of some news out of Connecticut of a recent federal court decision that favored a woman suing a company that would not hire her because she uses medical cannabis. Caitlin Nofsinger filed her lawsuit against Bridebrook Health and Rehabilitation Center in 2016 after the center rescinded a job offer it had made to her simply because she uses medical cannabis, a fact which she informed the company of. Ms. Nofsinger is a legal and registered patient and uses synthetic marijuana pills to treat PTSD. In a federal court decision filed late last week, U.S. District Court Judge Jeffrey Aker-Meyer ruled that the Federal Drug-Free Workplace Act does not protect Bridebrook from being sued for breaking state law, which affords medical cannabis patients some measure of protection from being fired for their use of cannabis. The ruling will allow Ms. Nofsinger to pursue monetary damages against the company in a jury trial. Swing over to Chris's story for more on this one. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com. And on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz it on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Head over to ease.com whenever you need to restock up on legal marijuana products that are properly tested, packaged, and labeled, assuming, of course, that you live where Ease is active and that it's during legal delivery hours. That's because it's super important to everyone at Ease that they follow all the right state marijuana laws. They extend that expectation to all their partner dispensaries as well. So while you can't place an order to Ease at 3 a.m. in the morning, you can do it during legal hours while knowing that you're going to get exactly what you pay for. If that kind of quality control and reliability is important to you, then you're going to love being a customer of Ease. Check out just how easy Ease makes legal California marijuana delivery by opening up ease.com to get your order in. It takes just a few minutes to place an order and less than an hour to take delivery. What a world we live in. One more time, that's ease.com. All right. Time for the Blitz. Tom Angel over Marijuana Moment has a good story up about a now scuttled provision within a proposed U.S. Senate bill that would have freed up VA doctors to recommend medical marijuana to military veteran patients in states where it's legal to do so. The pro-medical cannabis amendment survived its trip through the U.S. Senate, but sadly not through the House of Representatives, which is locked down by prohibitionist Republicans. So the issue is kicked to a bicameral conference committee tasked with the merging of the two bills. That conference committee erred on the conservative side and chopped off the medical marijuana amendment, just like they did back in 2016. Not a bad one to read in full for all the context. A new poll out of Florida suggests that Democratic candidate Nikki, who is running to become the state's next agriculture commissioner, has benefited from her pro-cannabis position as she battles against a Republican opponent who is not really that big of a fan of legal marijuana. Regular listeners should remember Ms. Freed for recently losing her campaign bank accounts twice after banking giants Wells Fargo and then BB&T dropped her because she accepts campaign donations from people involved in the state's medical marijuana industry. The new poll reported on by Florida Politics shows that Florida voters were more likely to support Ms. Freed and oppose her opponent, Republican Matt Caldwell, once they were informed of their respective positions on marijuana issues. Another one I'd open up today. Deb Borchardt over at Green Market Report has a good story up about a rather large acquisition deal out of Canada, as licensed medical marijuana provider Aurora Cannabis is buying up ICC Labs Inc., a South American medical marijuana company headquartered in Uruguay, for $290 million Canadian. The all-stock deal will give Aurora a footprint into South and Central American markets in which ICC has been working to establish itself as a provider of CBD products. Uruguay allows for the commercial cultivation of CBD-rich cannabis, where ICC is reported to have a 70% market share. Snapping back up to Canada for headline, we have news of a $9.2 million investment made into CannTrust, a Canadian marijuana company, by Breakthru Beverages Group, a U.S.-based booze wholesaler with operations in both America and Canada. The deal will see Breakthru as CannTrust's exclusive distributor for both its medical products, which have been on the market since 2014, and its soon-to-launch adult use offerings, which will roll out sometime after the October 17th turnover to nationwide legalization. Not to be left out of the news fun today, Marijuana Moment's Kyle Yeager grabbed headline number 8 with a look at a study published in the journal Addiction that examines the price points people are comfortable with in buying cannabis from the legal and illicit markets. The results largely echo those from a similar study from this summer, so I'd pop over to Kyle's piece if you want to nerd out on the numbers and graphs. In short, though, the researchers found that consumers are largely comfortable paying up to around $14 a gram from a legal source, but as the prices rose above that, more and more said they'd start to consider calling a dealer from the illicit market. The Canadian province of Manitoba has released a list of fines people will pay for breaking marijuana-related laws after October 17th, which, as I mentioned earlier in the show, is when adult use becomes legal nationwide. Manitoba provincial authorities are looking at a potential financial windfall, with the fine for smoking cannabis in a park or campsite being $672. If you grow marijuana at home, you could be dinged $2,542. And finally for today, Marijuana Business Daily's chart of the week maps out the competitive landscape in the United States for legal marijuana seed-to-sale tracking software. With 11 out of the 21 states using seed-to-sale tracking systems, Florida-based Franwell and their metric system are the clear leader, with BioTrack THC in second position with 7 states and MJ Freeway a distant third with 2. Kind Agrisoft made the list with their single Rhode Island contract. One of the interesting bits of accompanying context is the fact that Franwell scored pretty big when they landed California's business, as that contract could land the company up to $60 million in revenue over a 2-year period. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in, starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.